Grand Rising. Salute, salute. Salute to the internal indigenous spiritual most high. Trolls only God and your mama can love you. Last but not least, last but not least, last but most certainly not least, ladies and gentlemen. One time, yeah. I say one time, yeah. I say one time, yeah. In remembrance of my brother, y'all, the fallen tribe member, Beaver, aka brother in the cut, Jimmy McNair. I'm gonna keep his intro alive as well. So my brother would always say, here we go. Where's me go? I need my shillings so I can troll. And we about to troll this morning, family. We are about to troll this morning. Y'all, I know y'all can't see me. You know what I'm saying? I'm incognito right now. Y'all forgive me. But I'm over here eating like 12 years a slave. You know what I'm saying? I done went and got some of this good old seafood, and I ain't want y'all to see me like tearing it down on camera. So I'm over here eating like 12 years a slave, y'all. But we still gonna go on with the show. Hello from Israel. All right. Talk to your man over there. Tell him we tired of these prices going up. Tell him to leave Iran alone. I'm glad you speaking for Israel. You know what I'm saying? Tell him to leave Iran alone. And tell Iran the black folks ain't did nothing over here in America. That's all Donald Trump them. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we come in, remember to hit the like button, that subscribe button. Feel free in our home to pick yourself one of them lovely membership packages. You know what I'm saying? Really become part of the tribe. Support the tribe. Like the tribe supports you, ladies and gentlemen. God darn, this shrimp looks so good, man. Y'all give me a minute, man. Lord have mercy. Mm. Listen, homie, I can't see a phone. I can't see a phone, and I was only being funny. King Trucking, what's good, brother? Look here, Israelite. I can't see you through a phone, so I don't know what you are. I can tell right now you're ignorant. I'm a black Israelite. Learn your history. Me not being able to see you to identify appropriately exactly what and who you are and where you from has nothing to do with history. It has something to do with visual capabilities. Huh? Get smart. Raise your IQ level, man. You know what I'm saying? Raise your IQ level, pimp. That's why y'all need to be over here speaking on nothing that happens in this country. Worry about your own. Leave them children alone over there. Leave them children alone. You know what I'm saying? Leave them children alone over there. That's what you do. So now getting into the Karmelo Anthony case, y'all. Everybody's so quick to say, oh, systemic racism don't exist. You're playing victim and all this and that and the third that non-black people like to say, to keep from being accountable, you know. But now what do you say when we know Texas is not all white in population, but for some reason, this Karmelo Anthony trial jury selection has all non-black jurors. No black jurors were selected. This is how black people walk into these white courtrooms and get railroaded by the system. None of these people in this jury box look like Karmelo. None of these people can look at Karmelo and say he looks like my son, my nephew, my cousin. They're not going to have any mercy on him. They're trying to throw Karmelo to the wolves. And this is definitely self-defense. Definitely self-defense. All right, so here we go, y'all. Willie D Live. The fix is in. No black juror selected in the Karmelo Anthony case.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the
And wait a minute. Fair use, educational purposes, commentary purposes, literary purposes, all these purposes. Facebook, Facebook, YouTube. Leave me alone sometimes. Leave me alone. As we come in, ladies and gentlemen, let's hit that like button. You know what I mean? I'm eating some breakfast right now. It was actually supposed to be dinner last night, but you know it's always better the next day. I just warmed it up in the air fryer, y'all. There's some great seafood over here. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, Bentley. Some great seafood over here, man. I ain't want y'all to see me eating like 12 years a slave plus a hungry man. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know y'all got some fetishes, man. Y'all like to watch people eat, man. I sit here and grow up right in front of you. I'll make you hungry with the way I'm hungry and eating on this camera. So, you know, I'm doing the humane thing. I turned the camera off so I can grub. I promise y'all won't hear me smacking. Promise I won't talk with my mouth full. But here we go.
Let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the like, smash up the like, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop.
Wait a minute. Y'all gonna leave me alone about my apple juice? Hold on. Wait a minute, man. Y'all gonna leave me alone about my apple juice. Y'all gonna leave me alone about my apple juice. Y'all gonna leave me alone about my apple juice, man. Y'all gonna leave me alone about my apple juice. Y'all gonna leave me alone about my apple juice, man. Come on, man. Y'all gonna leave me alone about my apple juice, man. Acting like you know me and stuff, man. Acting like you know me and stuff. I got to finish grubbing now. I got to finish grubbing. Talking about my apple juice.
I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime, in the between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with dun, dun, dun. What's up, Ken? What it do? See, Karmelo.
Hey, listen now. Listen now. That be the good apple juice now. You can talk about Clover Valley, Dollar General apple. Yeah, it's banging. It's banging. It's good. And it's real. Heck yeah. It's fire. Heck yeah. I like Mott's. I like, long as it's apple juice. I can drink any brand of apple juice. Long as it's apple juice. You can't do that with orange juice and grape juice and all of that. You got to have a specific brand. You know what I mean? But apple juice, man, listen, man, y'all better get on that apple juice, man. I'm trying to tell you. Better get on that apple juice, man.
Hi, my name is Gianna Kramer, and welcome to LG Kramer Flooring Showroom, where we transform houses into
The trial of Karmelo Anthony.
More than 500 people were on the list of potential jurors, but the jury will not include anyone who is black, despite this case being racially charged. Fox 4's Alex Boyer joining us now. Alex.
Hey guys, good evening. That's right. And I can tell you that a court spokesperson confirmed that there are indeed no black jurors on this panel. And I can tell you that before this jury panel was seated, the defense objected to 3 black women being struck by the prosecution. Now, the prosecution contended that it was due to the fact that the women were educators.
How do you strike down 3 black female jurors because they're educators? What other jobs do these non-black jurors have? Insatiable, what's good, brother? What's good? What's good? What's good? You know what I'm saying? Right, because they're educators and this happened at a school. Well, not a school, but, a community facility. This is crazy because they're educators. Because they're educators, they're gonna strike you down. I thought you. This is crazy. This is crazy. We are seeing this young man in the process of getting railroaded, and I'm hoping the ancestors show up for this brother. I'm hoping that we're about to see OJ 2.0 to where they've got to acquit. You know what I'm saying? To where they've got to acquit. Bentley. Bentley, what was that to say? Bentley, we're not talking about that right now, Bentley. I don't remember ever talking about that. What does this have to do with black women having fake hair? I don't care because you gifted me. I can still mute you. I ain't to be sold, homie. I don't sell out for money, homie. Thank you for your gift, but you'll still get your ass muted. Respect my women. We ain't gonna talk about nothing later. You asking me, I'll gift again. Please don't mute me. You better gift me well, and I'll give you the privilege you asking for. Let's see how good you can give. It depends on if you gifted me good or if you tick me off first. So we'll see how good of a gift giver you are as a black Israelite from Israel. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I accept the challenge, homie. I'm not, hey, listen, I'm not asking you how many gems you got. Basically, I'm asking you to be respectful. I'm teasing you about your gifts, homie. I don't sell out for money, but I demand respect. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna always speak up for my women, especially the good women. Now, don't get me wrong, I talk down on our modern day black women too now, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, when it comes to them real black women, and I agree with you about the hair too. You know what I mean? I agree with you about the hair too. That's why I like a natural, traditional, strong, thick, you know what I'm saying, robust minded sister, homie. I can't knock them. I can't knock them. You know what I'm saying? His gifts were promised to him 3,000 years ago. It's funny that wigs are for black women and white women. Yeah. You got him on that one. You got him on that one. Y'all, let me get my cash app up here. I'm always slipping with my cash app. Let me get my cash app up here real quick. Unless somebody want to post it for me. $ Mr. Uncut Consciousness. Can one of y'all kind individuals post that and I'll pin it, please? $Mr. Uncut Consciousness. All right. I appreciate you, Bentley. All right, Bentley. Okay. How you gonna post your, you gonna get okay, you funny. You funny. Y'all erase his cash out. He funny. I'll post it. He gonna put his cash out. Bentley, you funny. You lucky I like to laugh, Bentley. I said mine. Thank you, Ollie. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Ollie. Bentley got old sense of humor. It's okay. Bentley got old sense of humor. Bentley found out he's really a Chrysler Sebring. That's what Bentley found out. He's really a Chrysler Sebring. That's what Bentley found out. Oh, come on, computer. Don't do this right now. You always want to update when I'm live. Why? Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Bentley is your name. Bentley is your real name. Unfortunately, our court system is so corrupt. They still have the guy that Charlie Kirk. Yeah. Yeah. But that's them on them crime, and I'm all right with them on them crime. But I'm not all right with them trying to railroad us. And then want to yell 1350 and all of that, knowing that the system is despairingly designed to take advantage of us and profile us around 6 times the rate that they do non-black communities, you know? So it's not a good thing. It's not a good look. It's never a good look walking into a courtroom and you're looking at everyone who don't look like you. The bailiffs may be black like you, but everyone else is white. And they have your life in their hands. And they don't like you. And they were bullied growing up. And they were told the truth growing up about what they really did to people like us, people who look like us. They're mad because they're not as athletic. They're not as fast. They're not as talented and gifted as we are. So what do you think they're going to do to this young man the first chance they get to legally lynch a black man in this country through the courtroom, through the court system? They're going to legally lynch him. They're going to legally lynch him.
That this incident happened at a school function with young students. The defense then pointed out that those were three of those were 100% of the available black jurors in what's called the strike zone, adding that the state struck all three. The judge went out and reviewed their questionnaire.
So there's only 3 black people in Frisco, Texas. Where this occurred, those 3 black women who were educators were the only black people in that whole city. How does a black man on trial get an entire all-white jury? And you're going to say, trust the jury of our peers? Hell no. Hell no. I can't respect or trust any jury of my peers when none of them look like me. You know what it's like to trust people who don't look like me right now? If y'all black, you know exactly what I'm saying. Oh, it's hard. And this is one of the reasons it's hard to trust them. Look what they're doing to brother Karmelo Anthony right now. A non-black jury. No blacks in his jury. None. 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 Jim, will you actually say something worth responding to? You know what I mean? I'll entertain you. Most people try to avoid jury duty. But I mean, I understand that, but listen, man. Non-black. Non-black. This case has so many racial overtones. Non-black.
Person came back and said that the defense's challenge to the 3 jurors being dismissed was denied. The judge said the court found that the state.
Jim, is you stupid? Jim, is you stupid? Jim, did you just wake up and drink the Neanderthal dumb juice and happen to pop in my live this morning? Did you get some sunscreen in your eyes? Did you inhale your hairspray a little bit too much? Jim, is you okay? You make it sound like a black person would get him off. He has a better chance than trusting you white folks, knowing that he unallows somebody who's white and knowing how racist you are in this country. The evidence and the history speaks for itself, Jimmy. It speaks for itself. So yeah, he has better odds if someone in that jury looks like him. I don't care about South Carolina. How would it work out for you, Jim, if you walked in a courtroom full of an all-black jury? Shut up, Jim, because you know exactly what I'm saying. Shut up. These are the type of races we have to deal with right here. Why are you here, Jim? Why aren't you over there on, X with Elon Musk doing some Nazi salutes? Huh? Why are you over here, Jim? Why ain't you marching through Charlottesville right now saying that Jews shall not replace you? Why are you here, Jim? Jim, your birth rate is decreasing, Jim. You should be procreating with that little girl you married, Jim. Why are you here, Jim? Why are you here? Y'all know I love them haters. Come on, trolls. Come on in. Pulled pork for everybody. Y'all know how I roll. You know what I'm saying? Them AM pulled pork sandwiches. Y'all know how I roll. Nah, Jim, you sick. You the one married the baby, Jim. You the one married the little girl. You know you like them 14 years old, Jim. You sound like a white man. You know y'all white men love them underage little girls and boys. So I know you got you a 13, 14-year-old stashed in a cellar somewhere, Jim.
Had non-racial means to strike the jurors. Now, background. Karmelo Anthony, 17 at the time, is accused of fatally stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf last year at a Frisco ISD track meet. Anthony was reportedly sitting under a tent for a school that he did not attend. Witnesses say the two got into an argument and Anthony stabbed.
Jim don't eat it. He don't, how can I say this? He don't just need a new diaper. Jim need to be deported. Jim need to be somewhere where there ain't no little kids. Everybody is 18 and up. That's where Jim need to be. Hmm? That's where Jim need to be. Jim need to be back in the Caucasus Mountains, eating off his ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Scraping his knuckles when he walked. That's where Jim need to be. Jim, do you understand what stand your ground means, Jim? There is nothing like ignorant white people. Y'all claim to have the highest IQ, but your IQ is like right as low as the Arctic temperatures you come from. Jim, you don't have a duty to retreat if you live in a stand your ground state. Karmelo didn't have to walk off. They approached him. Why did they approach him, Jim? Why can't y'all white people be accountable? Why did they come from 2 tents back in the rain to approach him? Why didn't they just stay where the hell they were, Jim? I'm going to reciprocate your question, Jim. Huh? Why didn't those two bully ass little white boys stay where they were and leave Karmelo alone in the first place, Jim? Don't get quiet now. You got so much to say, old Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy. Why I sound like a hater, Jimmy? I'm asking you a question, Jimmy. Listen. You don't deserve to be called Jim. I'm gonna call you Jimmy because you act like a little boy, Jimmy. We're gonna call you Jimmy. All right. Stand your ground under a tent that's not your. The tent didn't belong to any of them. Boy, you stupid. Boy, you stupid. Jim, you is dumb dumb. You is dumb dumb. You stupid. The tent belonged to the community facilitators, those individual schools. You know what I'm saying? So how do you say a tent that's not yours? It didn't belong to those two white bullies either. You think just because they told him he had to move that he's got to move? You get your ass whooped that way. You get exactly what Austin Metcalf got, acting like that. You ain't heard of fuck around and find out mentality yet? Austin heard of it. Ask him about it. Ask Austin about it. If those two guys wouldn't have approached him, this whole mess wouldn't be the way it. Thank you, insatiable. But for some reason, these Neanderthals can't be accountable. They never tell the truth, and now we're supposed to trust our young brother Karmelo Anthony in the midst of an all-white jury, a white judge, a courtroom, and a system that's designed to see him fail. When we know it was self-defense, if those two Neanderthal little twins would have minded their own business and stayed where the hell they were, none of this happens. And this fool talking about, oh, do you think it betters his chances with or not? Yes, it does, dummy. Listen, man, I love white folks, but y'all white people, y'all stupid as hell, boy. Now, I love white folks, but y'all white people, y'all stupid. I rock with good white folks. I can't do it with the ignorant, dumb white people. Y'all just too much. Wonder why the sun's stir frying your ass right now. Nah, don't get them out. Don't get them out. Let them stay. Let them stay. They wonder why the sun is stir frying their ass right now. They wonder why the sun smiles upon everything else on this earth except them. They wonder why that sun adds healing, growth, spirituality. It's an immune booster to some. It adds warmth, it adds light, but not to these cold, demonic creatures of the lineage of evil. It works against them. Huh? It works against them. That is exactly why I love being a sun god. Because you ice gods can't do nothing to us sun gods. You can't do nothing to us. We sun kings, man. Jim, you a ice peasant. You a snowman, homie. You a snowman. You think for yourself. You think for yourself. Common sense to tell you if Austin and his brother Hunter had stayed exactly where they were, none of this occurs. None of this occurs. Ain't no Jeezy Snow, man. Look at you want to be black now. Look, you culture vulture. Look at you culture vulture. Look, boy, you got an identity crisis, boy. You got an identity crisis going on. Jim, you ain't black, Jim. Jim, you ain't black. No, Jim dumb. Jim don't think at all. Bentley say because he's a baby. It's something wrong with Jim, man. It's something wrong with Jim.
Metcalf in the chest. Metcalf died in his twin brother's arms. Police said that Anthony told them he acted in self-defense. Now, this case has become racially charged, fueled in large part by online speculation, rumors, and misinformation. On Wednesday,
Did he stabbed him 25 times? Come on, trucking. Come on, trucking. That's overkill. Come on, trucking. You think I'd be sitting here arguing in defense of a man who drugged somebody 25 times? Come on, man. Give me some credibility here. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Hell's gatekeeper.
attorneys for both sides got an hour and 45 minutes to question the reduced poll of these potential jurors. They were questioned on their views on a variety of topics, including race, how they felt about serving on this case, and if they would hold it against the defendant if he chose not to testify on his own behalf. The defense also tried to gauge if the potential jurors would be uncomfortable giving Anthony a lower sentence if there is a guilty verdict. I talked to a jury consultant about the process so far.
It's an excellent team on both sides. I believe Bill.
I just spilled my drink all over me, y'all. I'm so glad that camera wasn't on. That would have been a laughable moment for a lot of you haters right there. Y'all know I put my little drink mixes in my water, y'all. I take the cap off of my water. I'm thirsty. I'm about to turn it up. The next thing you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. That wasn't right. Jim, shut up, Jim. You just really trying to get. Jim is trying to get under my skin, but he can't. My melanin too thick, Jim. My melanin too thick, Jim. Jim, don't you know you cursed, Jim? Jim, don't you know you're cursed, Jim? Huh? Look, Jim, is that supposed to hurt me, Jimmy? Jimmy, is that supposed to hurt me? Yeah, they hate it. You know what? Chat, I'm going to throw Jim to y'all. Y'all can have Jimmy. Chat, y'all can do with Jimmy whatever y'all want. Pass him around like y'all little whore. You know what I'm saying? Chat, we know Jimmy ain't got them all, so y'all can have Jimmy. Pass Jimmy around like y'all personal little social media whore. You know what I mean? Y'all can have Jimmy, chat. Do whatever y'all want to do to old Jimmy.
Jaworski has, he's a veteran prosecutor. He's tried some very high-profile cases. And then Toby Shook has been both a prosecutor and a...
Danielle Terry. What's up, Queen? The goddess of nails. This boy say Karmelo gonna look 50 in 6 months. Boy, you look 50 as a newborn. You look 50 as a newborn. Y'all know y'all born with y'all skin falling off. The minute the sun hits you, your skin start cracking and drooping. What is you talking about?
Criminal defense attorney, and then Mike Howard is an excellent criminal defense attorney as well. And they, along with the DA, it's going to be a very well tried case.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For the price of a single chocolate bar, you can own a genuine...
This boy trolling me now. He say I sound obsessed. Who sounds obsessed? Who sounds obsessed out of me and Jimmy, y'all? Jimmy just want to be... He wants to be the highlight of this live stream. We gonna hold Jimmy down and give him a flea, lice, and tick dip. That's what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give you a nice little hard guard, little necklace to go around your neck. Danielle Terry said, I need my nails done again. How are you doing today? I'm glad I caught you. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this guy's really impressionable, right? Right? He's cliche of what they all are. He's a prototype. He's a prototype. Yeah, I got the camera off. I'm over here enjoying this nice little seafood, man. I'm over here eating like 12 years a slave and a hungry man right now. You know what I mean? And listen, I'm getting it in right now. I'm talking about I'm licking my fingers and everything over here. I'm like some John Witherspoon type stuff over here, man. So yeah, I had to turn the camera off for a minute so I can get it in. You know what I'm saying? I got to get my fish and my shrimp and my fries in me so I can deal with Jimmy dumbass.
Massive 32 terabytes portable SSD with blazing speeds of up to 5,000 megabytes per second.
And I did speak.
Oh, Jimmy, you got the whole chat turning on you, Jimmy. Jim, you're like bingo. How long until you start with the capitals? Right? Right. It was a pocket knife. It was a pocket jugger. You know what I'm saying? Danielle Terry, the queen, has spoken. She said, y'all better hit that like button. She said, y'all better hit that like button. She said, y'all tripping. Y'all better hit that like button. Danielle Terry say, stop tripping. Y'all better hit that like button. Mm-hmm.
With Allison Richardson before the jury was sat, so I didn't have a chance to ask her about these late-breaking developments. Now, this high-profile case continues to draw supporters and spectators to the Collin County Courthouse. We saw another group of folks demonstrating at the entrance of the courthouse this afternoon. We expect that to continue throughout the trial, which the judge hopes to have wrapped up by the end of next week. Now, I can tell you that
Ray Morgan, salute to you. Salute to you, Ray Morgan.
19-year-old Karmelo Anthony was in court today for the proceedings. He was wearing a suit with a tie and a purple shirt, which is also the color many of his supporters have been wearing. He did take some notes during the proceedings. I can also tell you that there does appear to be some minorities on this jury panel. Again, however, none of them are African American. Opening statements begin tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Did y'all catch that? He said there does appear to be some minorities on the jury panel, but none of them are African American. First off, pimping, we're not African Americans. And second of all, just because you have minorities on a panel don't mean that they go through the same oppression that we go through as black people. We need to see some foundational black Americans up in there. Huh? That's what we need to see. Yeah, it sounds like a setup. Look, they run the media. They run the government. They run the schools. They run law enforcement. They run the court system. We are screwed. These people need, man, these people need to deport them damn selves. Go back to Europe. Go back to the Caucasus Mountains. Please deport. Please self-deport. Deportate, however you say it. Yeah, everybody in the jury is non-black. And this case has very high-profile racial overtones. This case can go either way and set America on fire right now. Set America on fire right now. This is not going to be good for America, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, this is not going to be good for America. It's not. And I'm not going to feel bad about what happens to America because we see the vampires setting it up right now. Why would you give this young man an all-white jury? Even the minorities he's talking about aren't black. They're just not American. They're immigrants. Come on, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, back to you.
Okay, Alex Boyer in.
He said there appears to be some minority. Appears to be. You know what that means, right? That means that it's somebody cosplaying. It's probably some Hispanic person, Latino person that looks white, right? The fix is in, fam. He cooked. He is cooked. Ain't no way that you have an all-white jury in 2026 in a racially charged case. Anyway, it don't matter where you are. Even if you have to bust.
Raymond, I agree with you. Raymond say he shouldn't even be on trial, period. Man, speak that, brother. Say that. That's real talk. If this was any different, let's say it was two black teenagers that walked up on a little white teenager and a white teenager had to defend himself, it would have never made it to a court system. It'd just be a black family missing a black child. And they know we used to that anyways. It wouldn't have made it this far. But because he's a black man that stood his ground and there's a white life that's gone, oh, they just want to make an example out of this brother. You know what I'm saying? Cardenas, what up though, Mr. Uncut? They already planning for an acquittal, not guilty. I hope this brother can beat it. A white guy attacked my neighbor the other day. He's scared to call the police. He doesn't know any better. His mind isn't right. The police might not believe him. You said there's a white guy. In order for the police to believe him, he's going to have to change that story to a black guy.
Some damn jurors in. You make sure that that jury is racially diverse so that, you know, you get whatever if the verdict come back not guilty, you know that it's going to be hard for them to appeal it because you can say, no, we had a nice mix of jurors and it wasn't all white because we know for decades at one point in this country's history, in fact, for a couple of centuries, a black person couldn't get a guilty verdict, point blank, period. A black person couldn't get a black person couldn't get an innocent verdict if they were the defendant. A black person couldn't get a decision to go in his way at all if he went into a court against a white person. Point blank, period. You could not get anything to go in your favor because, first and foremost, all of the jurors were white. Now, I'm not saying a jury of white people is incapable of being fair and impartial, but most of their asses are. Absolutely, most of them are. They're incapable of being fair and impartial. And in that town, Fresno, where they are, where that happened at, word on the street is this is going to be a slam dunk. This is all academic. This is all a dog and pony show. They've already got their mind made up that he's guilty. The whole town, you know, that looked like Austin and his brother, they're pretty much saying that they're going to use all of the resources they have to make sure that he's convicted. So there's a lot of pressure on the judge to get a conviction. It's a lot of pressure on the prosecutor for a conviction because they got to live amongst those people who hate Karmelo. They have to live amongst them. Now you think about that. They have to live amongst them. That's why it's important to have representation.
See, y'all hear that? They have to live amongst the people who don't like Karmelo, a.k.a. the vampires. So we got to get in here and make sure we get it done because we got to live around these people. We don't need them burning crosses and MAGA flags and everything in our front yard and busting our windows out and setting our curtains ablaze with tiki torches, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We don't need a mob of 1,000 angry white men to show up and just, burn down our trailer and stuff for not going in here and convicting this white guy. So we got to maintain our civil, white, patriotic duty of upholding supremacy and the code. Yep. That's what we pretty much just heard. Ladies and gentlemen. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. That's pretty much what we just heard. Now, how many people think that Karmelo could possibly beat this? Have a fair trial and beat this? I don't know about him having a fair trial, but I think he can beat this. And they also do have surveillance from the school, you know, and it shows things. Yeah, I have hope, man. I want this brother to beat this, man. If that's the case, justice isn't blind. I definitely want this brother to beat this. He need to knock off a juror. I'm gonna hold hope for this brother, man. I'm gonna hold hope. But let's get into a whole nother discussion. Of course, the same thing. I'm gonna stay on this Karmelo thing. I'm just letting y'all know.
Find your next possibility on Cars.com. Where to next?
My dad started wearing this every night. Now he walks like he's 50 again. Introducing EM Sense, the at-home.
The potential jurors return.
Well, listen. If they already trying to give you life, I guess it does make sense to at least try to bribe a juror, even though that's an extra charge. I mean, shoot, they already plan on giving you life. Yeah, I say he's not guilty. You know what I'm saying? I think the brother was actually defending himself. I think this was self-defense. It was 2-on-1. There's multiple accounts that say his brother, Hunter, was involved in doing some bullying too. Y'all know they had each other's backs. They're twins. They're twins.
Murder trial. Yeah. None. Now this is Fox 4. Okay. It's feelings. No matter what they tell you. No. A man's supposed to be carrying the load, protecting, providing. That's what men's supposed to do, not in their feelings. Anyway. Yeah, the nation is definitely on it. Now, let's get to Karmelo Anthony, because I can go all night about these emotional dudes. That's a thing for me. I don't like it at all. Let's move on. Let's move on to what I want to look at with Karmelo Anthony. So give me a second. Come on. Where you at? I was right. There we go. All right, right there. All right. Boom.
Correct. Correct, Ollie. Well, nope, that was insatiable to say that. If it was vice versa, they would be let off. That is so true. Yeah, insatiable is definitely right.
So y'all can see this. So y'all just take my word for it. All right. Frisco track meet stabbing. No black jurors selected for Karmelo Anthony murder trial. Yeah. None. Now that's not this.
How is that legal? Or does the law say that they just have to have a few minorities? How is that legal? How is that legal, man? I would not want to walk into a court. I've had to do it. It's just not a good feeling walking into a courtroom and no one in there looks like you except for the bailiffs. That's oh my god, man.
This is Fox 4. Okay. They say the pool of roughly 500 prospective jurors was narrowed down to 12, and 6 alternates in Collin County, with opening statements expected to begin Thursday. Karmelo Anthony is facing first-degree murder charges from the April 2025 fatal stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf following a seating dispute under a stadium tent at a Frisco regional track meet. The defense plans to argue self-defense, while court officials have banned cameras and limited.
They really only got Karmelo on trial because there was a white life that was lost. And this country, the vampires. Oh my God, a black man took a white life. Try him, lynch him. This country, but they do it to us every day. If this was vice versa, it wouldn't even still be in the damn news. We just have to live with it. And everybody would be saying, well, you shouldn't be violent and hostile. You should leave people alone. This would be so, man, and we know it. We know it. They know it too. Except they're never going to be accountable. They know it too. This man should not be on trial. None of this. Man, you come in here every day with that. You come in here every day with that.
Trying to keep, it said, a highly publicized, racially charged proceedings orderly. You ban cameras, really, in a state trial? What kind of BS y'all gonna pull in there, boy? So y'all, it's already looking funny style. You ban cameras, you don't want electronics, and you know what I'm saying? And the all white jury, boy. They trying to send this young man up the road. Oh boy, I just, it's like I see the play. Now they say potential jurors returned to Collin County on Wednesday as a high-profile Karmelo Anthony murder trial begins to take shape. Anthony is charged, of course. We know 2025 stabbing of Austin Metcalf. Police say Anthony and Metcalf got into an argument over seating in the stands, which escalated when Anthony stabbed Metcalf in the chest with a pocket knife. Now, they said after a meeting with the attorneys on Wednesday afternoon, Judge John Roach excused the first 150 jurors. They said during the second round of strikes, the defense raised an issue over 3 potential jurors.
I'm so serious, man. Y'all all know how this man is being tried for this. I don't understand why they are ruining this man's life over a bully who should have just never approached him. Who has come? This is crazy. This is double standards, man. This country definitely has like a 2-tier justice system, man. This is double standards. Ollie, that's what's up. I got to read this from Ollie, y'all. I got to read this from Ollie. All right. Ollie says, I hope you know that people around the world support you. I know there's a lot of evil, but there are decent people who see what is happening and we want to help. You know what, Ollie? You know what, Ollie? If you want to help, you can help me by being my moderator. How about that? How about that, Ollie? How about that, Ollie? You can help me by being a moderator here. And y'all, I'm going to make sure you don't get caught up in the wave no more. So, welcome to the tribe, both of you. Welcome to the tribe, both of you. All right, you want to help me? That's how you help. That's how you help. All right, I appreciate that, man. And I try to convince people that there are good folks still left in the world, but it is it's rare. It's rare. When you mention reparations, those good white folks you thought you had on your team, you know, they go KKK on you. When you have cases like this with racial overtones and undertones, you know, they go KKK on you. So it's hard to really depict who's humane out of the bunch. But I appreciate that, Ollie. That was very genuine. You know what I'm saying? I'm honored too. I appreciate that.
As the prosecution chose to strike, the defense argued that they were black females and similarly situated as another white female that the prosecution did not strike. Okay, so 3 black women they wanted gone. Mm-hmm. Prosecutors clarified that 3 women were struck for non-racial reasons. All 3 listed their occupations as educators, as it seemed the prosecution did not want educators on the jury because the alleged incident happened at a school function with school-aged children.
Listen, all 3 of them could have been factory workers. The fact that they were black, they just did not want them in the jury box. Let's be honest. No matter what the occupation would have been, they did not want these 3 black women. 3 black women. Women give birth to black sons like Karmelo. They didn't want these 3 black women in the jury box. They didn't want that. They didn't want that. We're not stupid. Hell, they just get into America, not us. We been knew how this system works.
What? The judge sided with prosecutors and agreed to strike the 3 women. Of course he did. Of course.
The government is banning these $29 adaptive glasses next month, and this is your last shot to get the original military-grade version. There's a new next-gen vision system out there, and it's the most brutal one you'll ever...
Let's say a 12-person jury was seated with a mixture of both men and women. No black jurors were selected. There is one educator on the jury, but she's an esthetician, who teaches at a trade school, in Dallas. She does not work in the.
You nailed it, insatiable. Right, and they are the ones who started everything in the first place. Danielle Terry says, "Congratulations and welcome to you as well, y'all." Yeah, 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 yeah. We good folks over here, man. We good folks. It's all about content and character, man. But we do get our point across about these racist, these racist YT demons, y'all. You know what I mean? So you got to have some thick skin to be part of the tribe, and you got to be built on truth and honesty, accountability.
Traditional school environment, as they are with high school age children. Okay, so they say Anthony was in court Wednesday wearing a suit and the tie and a purple shirt. Purple is the color his supporters have been wearing to the court. The now 18-year-old has more closely cropped hair. They said his face was stoic during the proceedings, but at some points he did appear to take notes. They said about 50 people, including members of the media and the public, were in the courtroom on Wednesday watching the live feed of the ongoing jury selection. Okay. Now, I don't like that. You struck 3 black women. So okay, let's say they were educators. There mean no black people could be on that jury. So once again, let's go back. No cameras in the courtroom.
No black people.
Hardly limited electronics. It's talking about his race. Okay, if it's racially charged, then shouldn't you say let's show the trial to everybody? That way we're gonna show that we can run a case that's racially charged. We want to be transparent before the world and say, hey, this is how we do things the right way here in Texas, right? But no, that's not how they want to do it, ladies and gentlemen. They want to do it where they want to be sneaky, underhanded, and do
like always. This is why it's hard to trust these group of people. There's never nothing honest about them. There's never nothing genuine about them. And well, when it's them versus us, there's never really justice for us. It winds up being just us for us. You know? It is what it is.
But things funny style. That's just really what it is. And we know they trying to do a conviction on this young man. We know. And see, the white supremacists are looking at this trial as like, hey, we got to get a win out of this trial. We got to get a win. Because what they want, the white supremacists, okay? They want to keep instituting that white life is way more important than anybody else's life in this country. And they can put their hands on you. They could take your life and nothing should happen to them. Like,
exactly. I echo this sentiment. This is exactly how I feel and what I know it is. Not what I think it is, what I know it is. Exactly what Brother Phil's saying right now. Philip Scott, y'all. He is so accurate right now with what he's saying. And this is how they feel. They should have the privilege and entitlement to do it to everyone else, to control everyone else, to take from everyone else, to unalive everyone else, to steal from everyone else, to whitewash everyone else's history, take everyone's history, resources, everything. But when it's done to them, it's a sin, ladies and gentlemen. When it's done to them, it's a sinful act, ladies and gentlemen. But the whole time they're doing it to other people, they'll tell you stop playing victim. Well, maybe if Austin would have stopped playing bully, he'd still be breathing. Let's not forget, he approached Karmelo that day. Karmelo did not approach him. There's multiple accounts of Karmelo just sitting under a tent out of the rain on his phone when these 2 thugs approached him. There's your provocation right there. They are your provocateurs. There it is. If they approached him and then a situation broke out and it was peaceful before they approached, I mean, Why is this brother in trial in the first place? Why is this brother on trial? Yep, stand your ground. Why is this brother on trial? And y'all telling me that there's no racism in America, that America isn't built on systemic racism and racial disparities and racial discrimination. And man, y'all can miss me with that white lie.
With the Jordan Neely case, Daniel Penny. See, Daniel Penny can choke somebody out from behind. Right? You're supposed to call the police. He wasn't attacking nobody. To them, he's a hero. He was helping people. But Karmelo Anthony, oh, no, no, no. He can't defend himself at all. He needs to go to jail. He needs to go to prison. And what I'm telling these white supremacists, that day of you being, your life is above everybody else's, like I said before, and I'm going to keep saying this, you are in the final hour of white supremacy. This is why you're so desperate. You're desperate. You're desperate for Karmelo Anthony to go to prison. You looking for any little thing just to have a win. Okay, let's say that's worst case scenario. Let's say that do happen. Do you think your life's going to get better if Karmelo Anthony goes to jail? Think about it. Your life is not going to be better. Your life is.
This is a clear-cut case. Ollie says that does seem pretty clear self-defense. Did they knock him over first? They grabbed him, they shoved him. I heard one even threw his bag or something. I think his brother, Hunter, threw the bag or something. You know, they were bullying him. Hey, what time is it? I'm trying to get a time, man. Right now, I'm a spontaneous streamer, man. I'm trying to get my times right, but I have so much going on in my personal life, man. You know what I mean? It's hard to come up with just stream times, but I think I just need stream times.
Spiraling down every day. And I told you, the more and more racism that you do.
They were on bleachers. The tents were set up over bleachers. There were no chairs. Yeah, the young man was just minding his business, honestly. He was just minding his business, waiting for his track meet to start, and he was told by one of the facilitators at a community event to go under that tent. There's this is documented. Yeah, bleachers. Bleachers. They had the tents over the bleachers. Those twins didn't own those tents. And Karmelo didn't own those tents. The school that was putting on the community event owned those tents. They were the only ones, and the administrators, they were the only ones who had the authority to tell somebody where to sit. This is a track meet. We all mingle at track meets. That's what made track so fun. You get to mingle with your friends. I'm about to run against you, but until then, we're walking around, chilling, telling stories, catching up on stuff until it's time to compete.
And sabotage of black people, the quicker the time goes for the end of white supremacy, as you know it. You don't realize that the chaos that you have is literally turning on you. You haven't paid attention to that. Everything you ever did to black folks is starting to be turned on you now.
I say to that. I keep telling you, these people curse, man. And until they leave us the hell alone or pay them reparations or return our land, I'm telling you, it's just going to get far more worse for these people. It's going to get far more worse. Our ancestors are not having it. Our ancestors are very unhappy. You know, this is just going to get worse.
And now you want to walk around here crying that you're a victim. I have no sympathy for your victimhood because you didn't have sympathy for mine. You didn't have sympathy for black people. So I have no sympathy for you. I'm going to treat you exactly the way you treat me.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly. That is the mind state that all of us need to have. Let that Christian, white, Jesus, colonial, turn the other cheek BS go and give them the same energy in return. Give them the same energy in return. It breaks our hearts to see black families with individuals missing at the dinner table because their lives were abruptly cut short by some racist white supremacists. What if they started feeling the same thing and there were seats empty at their dinner table? Like in the Metcalf family right now. I guarantee the Metcalf family have learned. I guarantee the Metcalf family have learned. This is why I say I'm a fan of Rodney Hinton Jr. You know, I'm a fan of what Rodney Hinton Jr. did. Because that's the only justice we're gonna get in this country. We got to stand up. That is the only justice we're going to get in this country, is to take justice into our own hands, because they're not going to give it to us. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to give it to us. They are not going to give us justice.
I'm gonna tell you, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm gonna tell you to get 2, 3 jobs. I'm gonna tell you stop complaining. I'm gonna tell you stop being a victim. I'm gonna tell you you're being lazy, which historically you have been.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just really where I'm at with it. I will treat anybody how they treat me. You treat me good, I'm gonna treat you even better. But if you treat me worse, then don't think you're gonna get it.
So now, just to catch you up, is that Elo? Just to catch you up, man. They selected the jurors for the Karmelo Anthony trial. No black jurors. 0 black jurors. 0. Zilch. No black faces in that jury box nowhere to support this brother. He lives around black people. The black community, the village helped raise him. And there's no black people they saw fit to sit in that jury box. This is, man, and they will still say that they're not racist. Stuff like this and other things gonna have to stop in this country. If this country is gonna work with being so-called great. This country will never be great. The outlay from 1865 to 1970, even to this day, they haven't been mad. Right, right. Speak on it now. Speak on it now. Let's go. Look at that consciousness coming out. Look at that consciousness being born in the chat right here. That's what I'm talking about. Are we supposed to act like we don't see this? Like we don't know? Like we have not lived it? How do we keep turning a blind eye to this just because they control everything? Huh? Huh? You see what they do? They'll march on the Capitol. They'll tear everything up. They'll tear everything up to get their way when they playing victim. But we just sit back and we take it. We sit back and we take it.
Listen, black people, the days of us turning the other cheek, the days of us treating them good, trying to be the better person, that's a wrap. We did that already. We did that. Didn't work. So now you try something different. The way you treat me, I'm going to treat you. It's just that simple. These people this is why they trying to do all the Voting Rights Act, trying to take away the districts. All this is trying to solidify white supremacy. That's what this is about. All of this, Karmelo Anthony, just trying to solidify white supremacy. Look at Chud the Builder, right? Why is it that they so invested in Chud the Builder? Because for them, they want that back.
Who changed lawyers, Ollie? Ollie, who changed lawyers?
They can walk up to you and just spew the N-word and nothing happens to them. That's what they want, ladies and gentlemen. They want that. And for them, they feel like you have become way too powerful that they can't walk up to you. So they look at Chud as a hero. But it was only a matter of time that he was going to be dealt with. And these other little Chud copycats were trying. I've seen a couple of.
Karmelo Anthony changed attorneys? When did this happen? Hell, I'm hoping he has more than one attorney, to be honest. I'm hoping he has more than one.
And they got two-pieced out here. Quick. Like Chud then ruined it for him. You walk up to a black person now, ain't about to be none of that. You got to think about their psychology. They don't. Their psychology is they don't want to get along with everybody. They want to be oppressive. They want to be wicked. They want to be evil. This is what they want to be to black people. And we're saying, no, you're not going to do that. Let me tell you something, black people. People treat you the way you allow them to treat you.
There it is. There it is. Like I was telling y'all in that stream yesterday evening, y'all kept declaring that these people are afraid of us, and that's why they're doing that to us. Listen, you don't mess with nothing that you are afraid of. These people don't have fear of us. That's the lie we're telling ourselves. These people are having fun with this. The law backs them. They've been doing this since the beginning of time. This is the purge. They are not afraid of you. They don't even take you serious. You know why? Because all you're going to do is pray to white Jesus and turn the other cheek, and you're going to file a civil suit and get yourself a little bit of money. This is how it's always been. This is the play-by-play, ladies and gentlemen. But when you actually start putting boots to asses and belts to asses, then you'll see things change with the behavior of these people. They'll take you a lot more serious because you are responding a lot more seriously. This is what it is. So Phil just touched on something very, very, very important here. Very important. They can only do to you what you allow them to do, regardless of their damn laws. We know their laws are meant to protect them. We don't have any laws that's going to protect us. So it sounds like it's up to us to protect us. So black people, what the fuck are we afraid of? Why are we letting them get away with this? Why are we letting them approach us, calling us the N-word? Why are we taking the disrespect? Why do we keep turning the other cheek? If it's up to us to protect us, when the hell is us going to start protecting us? Because the law ain't going to do it. They're not going to do it. Damn it, sometimes you just got to suffer those consequences. I can lay down and do that time. As long as I know I handled my business. I stood on business.
Hear me?
Actually, what I think you're reading, Ollie, he did have a court-appointed attorney, I believe, in the beginning. But they raised a lot of money, and his family has money, so they didn't go with the court-appointed attorney. Because we know that he would have been railroaded. They went and got a private attorney, a personal attorney, paid attorney.
I learned this with life. When I allowed people to walk over me, they did. And when I didn't allow that, they didn't. That I can't tell you from my personal life. When people use you, it's because you allowed it. Oh, they use me. No. You allowed them to use you. You got to take responsibility of that. And now prevent that. Like these other groups.
And Cardenas, you are right too. Cardenas, you are right too. And that's exactly what them vampires want. They want to know that they can just run up on you and it's nothing. That makes the takeover easy. That makes conquering easy. That makes colonizing easy. That makes Jim Crow easy. That makes slavery easy. That makes lynching easy. You understand what I'm saying, Cardenas? So you hit the nail on the head too. All right. Cardenas said Mr. Uncut is right. Some black Christians don't have a single firearm in their home based on their Christian belief. Yeah, based on the white man's Christian belief, because I don't see how the oppressed and the oppressor can have the same God. Imagine being a slave on the bottom of a slave ship in the dark, chained from feet to neck, and you're crying, Lord, please free me. Jesus, bail me out. Jesus, free our people. Jesus, you said you would do it. And the slave masters are on top of the deck of the boat, partying, drinking expensive cigars, praying to the same God and thanking him. God, thank you for these end words. Where are you going to lead us next? What continent, what country? Your Bible says we can do this. Who do you think that God listened to in that Bible? It's true. Hellfighters had no problem taking on a gang of KKK members because they had their firearms legally and knew how to use them. Believing you would be judged by a jury of your peers is a fictional story. It's fictional believing that Jesus gonna come back too. I always ask y'all, when have a white person ever saved somebody black? Jesus had the power to save himself and didn't get off of a cross, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Think about the story of Christianity. God rather sacrifice his son, right? And say that he died for everyone's sin than actually go against the devil and take out the source of evil itself, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all need to take the blinders off and put your thinkers on. And my father was a minister. I've been to Bible college. This is the reason I dropped out of Bible college, because none of it made sense. None of it made sense. Right. It sounds like the devil was actually God in the Bible because the devil did nothing wrong. He never unalived anyone. Never unalived anyone. Wish Johnny Cochran was still here. Yeah, you and me both. This would be an open closed case. This would be an open closed case. I got a question. Y'all. I got a question. So do y'all think Ben Crump reached out to the Metcalf family to take their case in representation of their son that's no longer here? Yeah, think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Why does Ben Crump only take black cases? He could have had one right here, couldn't he? He could have had his first white case, first white client. Why didn't Ben Crump do it? Why don't they sue Ben Crump over racial discrimination? And I'm not a Ben Crump fan. I don't like Ben Crump. I don't like Ben Crump. I don't like Ben Crump personally. I don't like Ben Crump. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him. But this is what we're up against, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're up against.
Have used us because we allowed it for years. Because we're looking for a friend or whatever the case may be. We have to take personal responsibility in the way other people have treated us. We allowed it, even the white supremacists. Because notice every time we stand up, notice every time we have an uprising, or whatever the case may be, notice they back off. Why they back off? Because we said, no, you're not going to treat me this way. No, you're not going to harm me or my community. No. Let me tell you something, black people. There's power in the word no. There's a lot of power in that word. And we need to exercise that word a lot more. No. No, you're not going to disrespect me. No, you're not going to harm me. No, you're not going to talk to me any kind of way. No, you're not going to say the N word to me. And that no may be followed up with some sort of consequence.
Correct. Texas is where those sundown towns are. A majority of them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we kick that knowledge here, man. We kick that knowledge here. We put the real out there, man. We kick that knowledge here. Yeah. Y'all be like he gonna be a good addition. Y'all bringing that pressure in the chat. That's what y'all doing. But we got this brother going through this trial by himself, man. How can they legally do this and say that there's nothing racist about it? You don't have cameras in the courtroom. There's no black people in the jury. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. This is like the perfect setup. Perfect setup. I'm hoping the ancestors got this brother covered, man. I'm hoping the ancestors got this brother covered.
It may. We don't know. It could be a civil consequence. Could be a criminal consequence. It could be I handle it myself consequence. Either way it go, it may be some sort of consequence, but no is preliminary what we're saying. And black folks need to stay on top of this Karmelo Anthony case and watch every bit of it and every minute of it and be talking about this case and how these folks over here trying to railroad that young man, an all-white jury. There's no way to appeal that. I mean,
that's what I'm thinking. There's nothing his attorney can do. There's nothing the NAACP or Black Caucus or there's nothing no one can do. You're gonna call this a fair trial when no one on that jury looks like him, not even one person. Darius says it's 2026 and nothing has changed for the better. It's on repeat, repeat, repeat. Daryl, brother, Darius, yeah, brother, you nailed that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Nothing has changed because the same people that control the government yesterday during these times of afflictions and these times of oppression are the same people who control our governments and our court systems today. And they're still trying times of oppression and afflictions. That's exactly what it is. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I'm going to stay glued to this case. You stay glued to this case. We're going to talk about this. I'm going live again. I'm staying on this. I'm going to cover as much of this trial as I can, you know, and we're going to talk about developing factors, opening arguments. We are going to cover this, ladies and gentlemen. So, as I always tell y'all around this time, you know, get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one with the real internal indigenous spiritual most high, y'all. None of that colonial stuff. You know, y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected. Stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut. Be inspired. Be great. Be you. Ashe.